At least 11 people have been killed and dozens injured after a crowd crush outside a cricket stadium in southern India. Huge numbers of cricket fans gathered in Bengaluru city to celebrate their side being crowned champions of the Indian Premier League. Authorities say the crowd tried to break the stadium's gates so they could enter and join the celebrations.
It was clear the situation was out of hand before the homecoming had even begun. Thousands of adoring cricket fans swarmed the Royal Challengers Bengaluru bus, desperate to catch a glimpse of the newly crowned IPL champions. But then passion turned to panic and dozens of people were crushed mid-celebration. One by one, injured and unconscious fans were plucked from the stampede and carried to safety, including this woman.
I was standing near the entrance. There was a huge crowd and they stamped on me. And I was not able to breathe. I fell unconscious.
Officials say the victims were mostly young people and that they were crushed when people tried to break a gate and enter the stadium. The stadium itself seated 35,000 people, but the state minister said between 200,000 and 300,000 people were in attendance.
We wanted to take a procession, but the crowd was very uncontrollable. So we dropped that procession.
While the players did change their plans, organisers pressed ahead with the ceremony. The IPL chairman said they weren't told about the stampede until later. Inside, India's most famous cricket player Virat Kohli and his teammates celebrated their long-fought victory. But outside, evidence of the tragedy piled up.
Our correspondent Adil is following the story and joins us now from Delhi. Adil, the state minister there has ordered an inquiry into the disaster. What are authorities currently saying about how this happened?
Yes, the Chief Minister of Karnataka state has ordered an inquiry and he has given 15 days of time to submit the report. Also, the authorities said that the stampede occurred because of the unexpected gathering of huge crowd. Also, authorities stated the stadium has a capacity of around 35,000 people only, but it turned out that more than 200,000 people reached the site to celebrate the victory of the cricket team. And this cricket team is named as the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. And Terry, let me tell you that they had won first time this title in this Indian Premier League of Cricket Championship in the 18 years. So there was this mood of frenzy. The people also broke out the gates of the stadium and the crowd also turned chaotic and eventually it kind of unmanaged and it triggered a stampede. And one has to understand that India is a cricket crazy country and gathering of this scale that go unmanaged usually end up in tragedies. So, but apart from that, like authorities did acknowledge the infrastructure limitations that caused the stampede, but the opposition parties have come out raising questions about the hasty arrangements for these festivities. They hold the ruling government of the state responsible for the tragedy. In fact, one of the leaders said, opposition leaders said, that the primary reason for this tragedy was the lack of proper planning and complete failure in taking precautionary measures.
Now, we know that at least 11 people have died as a result of this crush. What about those who suffered serious injuries? What sort of condition are they in?
Since yesterday, the number of fatalities have not increased. They're still static. And according to the report, there are, as you point out, that there are more than 30 people injured. In fact, the injuries we're talking about, they were rushed into the hospital and they were serious injuries. And I think we will have to wait and see if these numbers will rise in the coming days. For now, the injured are going under the treatment, so it's difficult to say the number of deaths will increase or not. But the reports that I spoke to people from Bengaluru, they're telling me some of them are actually injured, and we have to wait and see if these numbers will go up or they remain static.
Adil, we've seen multiple mass gatherings in India that lead to fatal crushes like this. What are authorities doing to prevent such incidents from happening again in the future?
Yeah, stampedes are quite common in India, and every time there's a mega event, news of stampede broke out in India. If I recall, not a long time ago, a major stampede occurred during the Mahakumbh Mela, which is known as India's Hindu religious festival this year. And in that festival, more than a dozen of people died in a stampede. And again, now an event of celebrating victory of the cricket match was turned into a moment of grief. So each time such a tragic event takes place, we see governments setting inquiries, they're setting up commissions and making lofty promises to improve infrastructure and facilities. However, as days pass, they forget that, and there are no concrete actions in this direction are ever taken. So it seems to me, or like if you talk to a lot of people here, they say there is a pattern in India, and that pattern is a huge crowd leads to stampede with condolences pouring in, commission setting inquiry, and then nothing happens. And we see these stampedes now breaking out almost after 3 months or 4 months. Every religious festival, we see a stampede happen, but nothing happens in the end.
Adil, thank you very much. Our correspondent Adil Bhatt in Delhi.